Hello. In this video, I want to give you a quick introduction to the final project in Health Science Ethics 375. As we've talked about previously within this course, the goal is to take a look at health sciences and ethics, but then to take it beyond that, to make this into kind of essentially an applied ethics class, where we think about what is the implication of the health science and the ethical considerations and the impact that they have on society. And so, like many of the other assignments we've had in the course, we're focusing in on this intersection point by looking at concepts and topics that are relevant and important in a timely basis by looking at who has access to the science that's available, who has ready access to it, who is able to receive the benefits. And in many cases, if we're taking a look at somebody getting benefits, there are often others that are more vulnerable or at least not able to access those things. Now, an important theme when taking a look at sciences and health sciences in particular, and ethics and the community, especially coming out of the COVID pandemic, is this idea that we need to fight misinformation. Especially as aspiring health professionals, you are the ones that really have the training and the expertise to understand what is going on with the science. And really, it is important for members of the health profession to really fight misinformation and try to, wherever possible, to convey accurate and appropriate information to the patients, or at least the clients that you're working with. So the final project in this course is actually a combination of assignments that are all related to advocacy, to find a topic that is important to you related to the health sciences, and then look at ways in which you can convey that information, hopefully accurate information, to various individuals within the community, including writing a letter to your elected officials, preparing a public comment where you would speak in a public forum, and in this case, you're going to record it, as well as writing an op-ed, which is an opinion essay that is often used in newspapers and now in publications on the web to convey important points and provide information with the idea of presenting a compelling argument to the readers to either inform them or, more importantly, to convince them to take an action. A call to action is often included in the op-eds. And then finally, an opportunity at the end of the course to read some of your classmates' papers and comment on them. And this provides the opportunity for the author of those papers to receive feedback as well. So for this final project, where we have multiple assignments related to it, all of the assignments are going to be based on a single health science related topic that is important to you. Now, I'm going to leave this wide open because I really think it's important that it is something that you're passionate about. It's something that you're interested in, and something that you're willing to learn more about in order to become informed and to be able to prepare materials to better inform various populations in the world. Now, with this topic, again, it needs to be health science related with some type of ethical dilemma. Now, in many cases, this means that the health science technology or the procedure or the medication is available to some people, but restricted to others. Now, this may be simply that it's available in certain areas, but not in other areas. Or in some cases, it could be that the price involved prevents people that need to get access to that treatment or to that technology are often prevented to. And so we end up with some of the health disparities that we've talked about throughout this course. Now, it needs to be a relevant and current topic And so not something from 20 years ago, but ideally something that is being talked about and discussed within the last year or two, and ideally something that is still an important concept related to some aspect of health sciences' impact on society. And again, it needs to be clearly debatable. It needs to be something that there are clear sides to the argument. And so a position that you would be able to take to convince somebody to agree with your viewpoint and ideally to take an action related to that. Now, I'm preparing a document with sample topics that are related, and this isn't to be prescriptive. It isn't to say you have to choose one of these topics, but it's to give you kind of a starting point to recognize that there are lots of different areas in the health sciences where there are controversies. And those controversies are often related to ethical access or ethical application of the health science technology. And so just a quick sampling of the topics that are available on that list, taking a look at artificial intelligence, which really didn't exist in forms that the public could use as short as 3 or 4 years ago. But now we're looking at it being used in healthcare decision making, looking at it being used for diagnosis, look at it for making decisions on to whether or not something is going to receive pre-authorization that is required for the insurance company to pay for it. Another topic, telehealth access and equity in the post-pandemic. Telehealth, again, a concept that was relatively rare prior to 2020, but coming out of the COVID pandemic, we're looking at many individuals using the opportunity to use telehealth to get access to their clinicians. But that telehealth was really approved for a short period of time. And at least right now, and I'm recording this at the end of December in 2025, telehealth and Medicare is only approved through January of 2026. And so we're looking at the opportunity for individuals in maybe areas that have limited access to clinicians, or for individuals that have limited ability to get to a clinician's office. The ability to use telehealth is incredibly important in providing them with the care that they need. Again, a topic very prevalent and being discussed in 2025 are the new requirements, work requirements related to Medicaid recipients. Some caveats associated with that, but there's a lot of concern that they are basically going to prevent people from getting Medicaid that are not able to work under normal circumstances. And then, again, coming out of the last couple of years, taking a look at restrictions and protections around abortion and reproductive care following the Dobbs decision, which I think was in summer of 2023. So again, a relatively recent concept that is having repercussions in the world, the healthcare world in the United States at least, throughout the last couple of years, and will probably continue to be an issue going forward. So once you've chosen your topic, you want to start to research your topic, start to learn, what is the science behind it? What are those important facts and information that need to be conveyed in an appropriate way so that you're fighting the misinformation and providing good quality data, good quality facts, good quality information, so that the recipient of your information, the listener to your public comment, the reader of your op-ed essay, the representative. And again, you don't have to submit it to your letter. Don't have to submit your letter to your elected representative. But potentially, if you were to contact your elected representative, you want to be able to convey that information to them in a way that is usable and compelling and convincing to them to consider your point and ideally act in the way that you would like them to act. So as you're researching a topic, start to think about who bears the burden of the current policies. What is, the limitations? What are the potential advantages, but what are the limitations to what is being used right now? Think about whose voices are excluded from the decision-making process. Oftentimes we see that the people making the decisions are often unaware of the impact that their decisions have on vulnerable populations. Take a look at what does equitable access actually look like in practice. In late, I think it was 2023 or maybe 2024, we had the first gene therapy treatment for addressing sickle cell disease, a very painful and life-threatening and potentially lethal blood disorder that is found predominantly in the African American community. But they have a way in which they can correct the problem with the hemoglobin protein that causes sickle cell disease. And it sounds wonderful, but that one treatment for one individual has a starting price at about $2.2 million. And so you think about it, that's a medical treatment that is probably unavailable to a large population within the United States simply because they can't pay for that. And there's a question as to whether or not insurance companies should be required to pay for these new emerging techniques. Now, there's good data that shows that the treatment costs for sickle cell disease will probably surpass $2.2 million over the lifetime of the individual, but that's spread out over the lifetime as opposed to a single incident, a single payment, and so things to be considered. And then finally, how do we balance individual rights with collective well-being? So how do we make sure that we are providing equitable access to the healthcare technology, the healthcare treatments, the healthcare kind of innovations that are making America and the world ideally healthier? How do we do that in a way that still makes sure that it's available to the individuals that need it? As I'd mentioned earlier in this presentation, there are going to be three basic assignments, three basic parts, three assignments that are part of this final advocacy project. Now, the first of these is the op-ed essay, and this is basically an opinion that historically has been kind of opposite to the editorial page, and that's kind of how it gets the op-ed designation. But this is basically a persuasive opinion piece supported by facts that are written for public consumption. They were traditionally published in newspapers. Now we're seeing them published online by advocacy groups. We're seeing them published online by the equivalent of newspaper publications and journal publications. But the goal is to have an opinion piece that provides facts and makes a compelling case for a policy change or challenges misinformation that is prevalent within society. And so within this op-ed essay, you're going to learn how to hook the readers, so get them interested right from the start so that they're going to continue reading your essay. You're going to learn how to and apply how to build evidence-based arguments. And so it's not, this is my opinion and you have to listen to me. This is the fact. These are the facts involved that has allowed me to make my decision about this. And these are important facts that I think you need to think about as you are making your own informed decision about the science or technology that we're talking about within this essay. And ideally, call the people to action, to take an action in some way, to reach out to their decision makers, to reach out to their elected officials, to become involved in promoting positive, good, solid information to fight the misinformation that is out there. And you're all going to do this within a very tight word limit. And so looking at this as a very concise argument. And we're going to do this with both a draft, which you're going to receive feedback on from me, and then the final version will be shared with your classmates at the end of the semester through the discussion boards. And while you are reading some of your classmates' papers and commenting on them, some of your classmates are going to read your paper and comment on it, so you get additional feedback as well. The second assignment, again, within this final advocacy project, is a public comment. And now the public comment is an opportunity for the public to get up and speak to decision makers, to be able to explain your position, ideally supported by evidence of some type, and try to convince the listener of the position that you're trying to make, of the statement or the call to action you're trying to convince them to receive. And so it's a clearly timed statement. And so usually, in this case, about 1.5 to 2.5 minutes. We may alter it a little bit as we see how it goes forward. But it has a strict time limit because they want to provide opportunities for many people to speak in these forums. And basically, people are going to get up at a city council meeting, at a municipal commission meeting, health department, a legislature, federal agencies, all seeking input from the population, the general public, as to what is the viewpoint that is out there in the community. And now in this assignment, you'll practice distilling your message down into its essence, find out what are those key pieces of evidence that are compelling to the argument you're trying to make, and then speak with authority under pressure. And again, I readily admit that public speaking is one of the top fears that many people have when they list, what they're afraid of or what they get nervous about. And I admit I get nervous when I have to public speak as well. But this is an important skill that you're going to have. Even if you're not doing it in a formal public setting, you need to be able to communicate in an oral way to your patients and to your clients as you go forward in a career in the health sciences. And then the final assignment, or final assignment within the project, the advocacy project, is a letter to your elected representative. Now, you have to write the letter, but you don't necessarily have to mail it. Again, this is to build advocacy skills. Now, the letter to an elected official is a targeted communication, so generally about a page long, and I'm going to basically try to get you to have it down to a single page, that asks a specific decision maker, usually the person that is representing you as a constituent, in order to take a specific action. And so in this assignment, what you're going to learn is how you can communicate with your legislature through effective correspondence and be able to present your case to busy policymakers. Again, they're not going to read a long, drawn-out thesis on your position. But if you can provide them with a single page of evidence with a call to action, they're more compelled to be able to listen to and at least consider your position. Now, each one of these assignments is going to have a separate rubric, which will be posted with the assignment. And so what I encourage you to do is make sure you take a look at the grading rubric, because that shows you what are the specific things I'm going to be looking for as I go through and evaluate and provide you with feedback on your work. Carefully review the assignment instructions. Again, are there limitations, word limits, page limits, things like that, that you need to make sure that you follow to be able to completely finish the assignment and fulfill the expectations and the criteria involved. And then I encourage you to assess your own work against the rubric. Print it out and act as if you're grading your assignment yourself. And again, that will provide you with an opportunity to strengthen your assignment before it's turned in for a grade. So that's a quick overview to the three portions, the three assignments associated with the Final Advocacy Project. There will be separate videos that go into more detail on each one of these. As always, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you and have a great day.